Hi, I'm Bobby Halton, and this is On the Road with Bobby Halton, live from Fire Engineering's FDIC 2008. And I'm here with Jim Kirsch, good friend of Fire Engineering. He's been writing for Fire Engineering for almost 15 years. Right. And always on a very interesting array of topics. I've seen you write on everything from construction to fire behavior, the whole gamut. And you're currently working in New Jersey.
Yes.
And is it not Livonia, but...
I'm in Bergenfield. I'm a
Bergenfield.
career fire lieutenant in Bergenfield,
Bergenfield, okay, so one of the Bergen County Fire Departments.
Yes.
And I remember one of the first times I met Jim, I said, "Oh, so you must know another friend of mine who was in the Bergen County system." He told me there's 190. How many fire departments?
There's 70 fire departments. Okay. 72 towns, 70 fire departments.
72 towns, in one county.
Yes, in one county.
In one county.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's funny because if you've ever been to New Jersey, I was driving with, I think it was Jim and Jack Murphy one night. We were going through a town. And they said, "Yeah, now we're in somebody else's town." I said, "We want a block."
Yeah, right.
You know, it's somebody else's town.
Yeah.
So
it is.
God bless New Jersey. And he's been doing a lot of great work recently with our video division, working with Frank Ritchie.
Yes, I am.
Extensively. And but let's talk about what you did at FDIC today, because I think that's an interesting fire for somebody to get. When you get a fire, and Jim just did a class on storage unit fires.
Right.
And those are interesting fires to get because they're not as clear cut as people would think they are, and they can be extremely dangerous.
Right, exactly. The name of the class that I did was Pre-Planning for Self-Storage Warehouse Fires, and it really went into, for the company officer level, to go out and pre-plan with his company some of the things we would find in self-storage warehouses. And number one hazard being the unknown storage that's in there.
Sure.
Because you just don't know what these people put into their storage lockers and lock it up. So you have a mixed commodity, and it can be some very heavy fire on arrival to some of these places.
Sure, a guy could have a small boat in there with gasoline engine and plastic, and another guy could have a gun collection, and the other one could be stacked high with furniture like a mini furniture warehouse.
Right, exactly. If you look at some of the case histories and what's been found out there, everything from ammunition, propane cylinders, other hazardous materials that are in it, as well as just your usual storage of lots of heavy Class A combustibles.
So how does a guy look at a storage facility, and how do you pre-plan it? Say we're running a 150-man, 3-engine, 1-truck department. We have a storage facility. Say it's got maybe 200 little of those drive-in deals and some outside storage. What should a guy be thinking on that kind of event?
Well, first of all, you have to go out and you have to actually look and see what kind of structure are you dealing with. Is it an exterior drive-up type? Is it an interior warehouse type?
Well, that's right.
Okay, because there are several different types out there. But then it comes into some problems. Again, unknown storage, big problem. Ventilation, extreme lack of ventilation in the warehouse types, big problem there. So you have a real good heavy smoke and heat condition. So those are concerns that you're going to have. There's a forcible entry issue to get not only onto the property, whether it be the drive-up exterior type of lockers or the interior warehouse type, but you have to get onto the property, gain entrance there. You have to gain entrance into the building. You have to gain entrance into the actual lockers. So you have 3 sets of forcible entry problems that have to be conquered.
No, I'll tell you, the new forcible entry class that we just introduced this year, we had a new instructor come in, John Buckheit, who did a great job on forcible entry, did a lot of work with roll-up doors and a special thing on padlocks and keys, which padlocks rather and cylinder locks, which could be real useful on a fire like that. I mean, gaining access to that type of thing. So your skill sets, you need to look at the skill sets you may need to bring, because say a residential fire department, many of them may not have much experience with roll-up doors. Maybe it could be presented with 30 or 40 roll-up doors you may have to force.
Exactly.
And get into.
Right, exactly. And a lot of times it's a different type than what you would find on a storefront, which may have slats. Usually these doors are one-piece, rib-type doors, relatively thin, but they still have a problem to get through, and you have to conquer that problem.
I've seen some with the slats, too. I've seen out west, and I actually use one of these storage units. We got a small boat, and we keep it in one. And ours is actually a slat type, like a security gate, very heavy-duty gate.
Right.
And so it's an interesting deal. Now, let's go talk about your other project which just came out, and I know Penwell's very proud of it. You should be very proud of it.
Yeah.
Live fire training.
Yes, live fire training in acquired structures. It's a DVD I put together with Frank Ritchie, and it basically takes the viewer through preparing a building to do live fire training in it correctly and following the standards, so that there's
1403 compliant to the letter of the law.
Exactly, so it's a safe issue for everybody who's going to be involved in training that day.
And it was interesting because I watched your approach to it as you and Frank were going through it, and it wasn't just 1403, it was 1403 and then some. And it was interesting. Other things you could do above and beyond 1403 which enhance that level of safety.
Right, exactly. I mean, there's a lot that 1403 just just basically mentions, but then you take it a little bit further to see what's going on. It'll mention something about you have the ability, you shall be permitted to vent the roof, let's say. So we actually suggest that you do have the roof pre-vented, ready to go. You don't have to knock down the interior ceiling maybe, but it's pre-vented, ready, it's pre-vented in case there's a fire that somehow goes a little awry. You can quickly push down that ceiling and vent the building. So we look at that, and the video just basically takes everybody through how to correctly prepare the building, fixing staircases, fixing railings, patching holes in ceilings, patching holes in walls, so you don't have this fire spread that can come unchecked in the void spaces, combustible sidings, things like that. So we look at everything we can think of as we walk around this building and prepare it for a live burn.
Well, and it's interesting, Jim, when you talk about 1403, because in this job, every now and then I'll get letters and I'll get videos from live fire training that clearly was not 1403 compliant,
right.
although the people doing it believe it is.
Correct.
Most recently, about a week ago, a gentleman sent me a video, and the asphalt shingles are still on the roof.
Right.
And I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, this is not 1403 compliant. You got to take the shingles down. There's more work that needed to be done on that home to make it 1403 compliant.
Right, that's exactly it. And that's what this video is about. We're looking to get guys prepared to go out there. Real tip here is you need to prepare yourself for that. You just can't get a building and then quickly just go burn it down one weekend. You have to take some time to prepare that whole building. You may have to take oil tanks out. You have to bring debris out. You may have to get vegetation
PVC piping.
Right. You may. Right. Exactly. You may want to take vegetation away from the building. Be able to have your correct water supply. Be able to protect your exposures. There's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great DVD. Frank's a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful human being.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore that kid, and I think it's going to be a tremendous asset to the fire service. It's a must watch or must have
yes.
before someone begins the process of trying to do 1403.
Right.
Because 1403, and if you, God forbid, you have an accident on the fire ground and you say you were following it, but you follow it incorrectly, I think that may put you even at more suspect than just saying, oh, I didn't know about it. And there's no fireman out there today who can say that they don't know about it.
Right, exactly. And what the hope is with the DVD is that sometimes, firefighters don't always want to pick up and look at all of the written language that's in the standard. And this is, while does not replace the entire standard, you should really use them in conjunction with each other.
Right.
But it gives you an idea of what the standard is talking about, and it shows what you really should go in depth with. So you are covering yourself that the safety end of this whole thing is taken care of properly, whether it's the appointment of safety officers, additional instructors, the roles and duties of the instructor in charge, rehab, all these things
multiple
that come
water
into
supplies.
it. Yes, multiple water supplies. Read the standard, look at the DVD, and the one will help you with the other. And we think it's a real good addition to what's out there.
Now, you had an April article or you have a June article? Because I know
I have a June article coming out
okay.
with the again with the self-storage warehouse fires.
Great.
Last year, April of 2007, I had an article in called "Silent Floor, Silent Killers" in regards to wood eye joist problems.
That was a great article.
Thank you.
A great article. And I just remember doing the final edit on one of yours, and I said, okay, there's a.
Yeah.
I love your stuff. It's great stuff.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Jim, you've been a great friend of fire engineering and
Thank you.
FDIC. I know we'll have you back again next year.
All right. Thank you.
We
Very
absolutely
good.
enjoy it. The DVD is available now.
DVD is available now.
It's on sale now
Yes,
on
it is.
fireengineering.com.
Yes.
So go to the bookstore.
Exactly.
Get the DVD. Jim Kirsch, Bobby Halton, we're on the road, and you be careful out there.